Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Web ROI Tip of the Week. My name is Jason Gervais, President and CEO of Web ROI, and I have with me today Lindsay, our in-house marketing specialist. Welcome, Lindsay.
Hi, thank you.
So today we're talking about blogging, and a lot of businesses think about the importance of showing up on search engines and search engine optimization. But one thing that is often really overlooked is the importance of content in helping you to rank better for the important key phrases for your company. Having a blog is the easiest and most really thoughtful way to have fresh, attractive content that's going to help you rank for important key phrases. It's also evergreen content, so it lasts forever, and it can really exponentially grow the traffic to your website and the leads that your website is generating just by creating good content that people are going to be reading and eating up. And it doesn't always have to be specifically about, if I sell a whatever type of product, a widget, you don't always have to blog about that specific widget. It can be just talking about things that are topically relevant to the use of that widget or the type of people who would normally use that widget. If you're writing content that appeals to your audience, that they're reading and absorbing, it's going to elevate your brand, it's going to elevate your expertise, and it's ultimately going to help you grow your business and generate more leads and drive sales. So with that, I want to hand things over to Lindsay, and we're going to talk about blogging in particular. Lindsay, how can blogging help a business?
Yeah, so kind of like what you mentioned there, blogging will help you stand out from your busy industry, and it's going to be able to get seen by multiple people. So there's actually 5 key ways that blogging can help your business. So the one is that it helps drive traffic to your business. It also helps convert traffic into leads, especially if you have a call to action within that blog post. It helps establish thought leadership. So you're writing on a certain topic for a certain industry, you're going to become kind of the go-to people to go to when you have a question about something in that industry. It provides more social exposure. So you're sharing your blog post on social media, you're sharing it on your website, maybe it's in your newsletter. And again, going back to that thought leadership, if you're sharing it on social media, you're reaching a lot more people and establishing that, we're experts within this industry, read our blog. And lastly, it yields long-term results. So kind of like what you mentioned with the evergreen content, it's always up there, and people can refer back to it whenever they want. And with that call to action on that post, it could yield prospects and leads that way as well in the long term.
One of the things that we've done for our clients for a number of years now, if we go back to, I think the time frame was around 2012 or 13 when Google was releasing major algorithm updates in their ranking, how they rank websites. And there were updates at that time that were named Panda and Penguin, which really, the Panda really attacked thin content. And these were really Google updates that eliminated maybe not eliminated, but really penalized the practice of more unethical or spammy types of tactics when it comes to search engine optimization, where you used to be able to just dump really crappy content on a website, and as long as it had those keywords in it, it was going to rank well. Or you would go out to random directories and online resources and create a link back to your website, and that worked really well. But then Google said, wait a minute, we're getting a lot of what they would consider thin or cheap content on these websites, and we're getting a lot of links that are directing to websites from what would be considered dirty neighborhoods or bad links. So link farms and just areas that would actually, so what ended up happening is these algorithm changes made it so that what used to work well is now causing your business to be penalized on the search engines, and you're losing rankings. It totally devastated many businesses. So around that time, we implemented through our network with WSI, we implemented a new strategy for search engine optimization known as adaptive SEO. And really the process of adaptive SEO is just let's create some content and a user experience that is so awesome and authentic that
Mhm.
it just makes your website better. And when your website is better and it has better content, it ranks better. So it's
Right.
just a natural way of actually getting results. There's no trickery, there's no magic wand. And by doing it that way, it lasts. You don't get penalized by Google algorithm changes. So you're not losing your rankings. It's not a constant battle chasing algorithms. You're just
Mhm.
producing great content that people enjoy. And the best way that we realize to do that is through a blog. So we've been blogging for our clients since the early days of, around 2012, like I said, and we've seen huge volumes of traffic and leads that are being generated because of having that constant fresh content that's being created for the website. Some of our clients, literally have SEO traffic going like this year over year. It's just going up because they've got all these great blog posts on their website. So the question that I have for you is, how is it that blogging helps drive more traffic to the business?
Yeah, so every blog you post becomes a new page and is then indexed. So this gives you an opportunity to show up in search engines, especially since Google loves fresh new content. So this is kind of how you would drive traffic to your website. You're going to train Google to pay attention to your website by creating that new content kind of almost every week. So if you update your website or page once or twice a year, Google's going to know that there isn't much going on with your website. But if you blog every week, you're training Google to visit your website for new content every week. So that's what's driving traffic to your business. So
What if you can't do every week? What if you can only do once a month or once every couple of months?
I would say to try blogging as much as you can. So once a month is okay. You're still putting new content up every month. And especially if you're sharing it on social media, more than once every month on social media, you're driving traffic from social media to the blog on your website. So you're still getting that traffic coming in. So if you're only blogging, let's say once a month, I would push it more on social media to help drive that traffic to your website, as well as helping to train Google that you're putting out new content every month.
Right. How does blogging help with social exposure?
So the best blogs that you put out are the ones that are answering people's most burning questions. So if you're creating content that's helpful to your target market, it's going to establish that thought leadership in your industry. So if you're having reoccurring issues with maybe people are asking about their HVAC, something's wrong with it, and there's reoccurring issues, and you're writing a blog post about that and you're sharing it on social media, it's kind of establishing yourself as a thought leader within your industry because you're answering those most burning questions that your customers are having. So they're going to want to go to your blog post, your website, your social media to find out those answers.
And you mentioned that yields long-term results. Can you explain that a little bit further?
Yeah, so let's say that you sit down and you write a blog post today and you publish it, and that blog post gets about 100 reads and it generates 5 leads. The next day, it gets another 100 leads or sorry, 100 reads, and then it generates 3 leads from that, which sounds very good, but it doesn't just end there. You're getting traffic coming to your blog from social media or maybe your newsletters, and it's getting more reads and more leads, and now the search engines are picking it up and getting even more. So the effort that you put in one day with writing that blog and publishing it, it's being inputted and outputted so many times through social media, through social sharing, through newsletters, through that CTA that you have on the blog post. So it's not just that one day that you post a blog that you're seeing results, it's the long term results that you're seeing through social media, through newsletters, through people commenting on your blog post, through people sharing it on their own social media. So it just doesn't end with the click of publish in that one day. it's a long-term process.
So I think that the real the evidence is clear. Having a blog, putting a blog content on your website is imperative, and any business should be um, blogging about what they do and what their expertise is. The challenge, of course, comes down to where does the time come from and who does it.
Right.
And I know in our world, most of the clients that we work with are just, they don't have the internal resources to do it themselves.
Hmm.
It can take a lot of time to research a blog topic, make sure it's relevant, write the content, have it edited, review it, publish it, share it,
Yeah.
and then do all the things that are necessary to make sure that it gets the traction that it needs. So that's a huge endeavor for most businesses. We work with a lot of business owners, and most of them do not have the internal resources to do it, although some do. And the businesses that do it themselves, we help them strategize the topics to blog about. We'll help sometimes optimize the content for search engines, and then we'll help share it through the social channels to make sure that it's getting the reach that it needs.
Hmm.
But they're still involved with producing the content. Other clients are just too busy, and we end up researching and getting their approval. We'll write the content, they'll they'll read the content, edit it, and therefore and approve it, and we post it and share. Either way, the value of rich content on your website is tremendous, and if you don't have the internal resources to do this sort of thing yourself, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you about it and see if we can help you to create this kind of content. If you like doing it yourself, that's great too. Reach out to us. We can help you identify which keywords you should be targeting for your blog, making sure that it's optimized effectively for search engines to recognize it for the value, the correct keywords, and also making sure that we're sharing it through the appropriate social channels to help you um, uh, you know, market it effectively through your channels. So folks, thanks very much for joining us today for the Web ROI tip of the week. If you have any needs, you can reach out to us at info@webroi.ca or book a call directly with me in my calendar. Until next week, have a great week, and here's to your Web ROI. Bye for now.
Bye.